A briefing document your organization provided to a previous House committee indicated that concerns raised by other observers were still valid. In fact, the organization specifically pointed to an article written by Alexander Rudolph, who appeared before this committee earlier this year. And in that, he said, Canada needs both a whole of government cybersecurity response and a very targeted cyber defense response. In addition to that, in a document provided to committee last year, it's quoted that the author wishes to reiterate that the CAF is not ready to meet even moderate cyber threats, such as hacktivists, and taking into account publicly available information and emerging threats, it won't be ready to meet modern cyber challenges for the foreseeable time. Could you possibly expand on that, and do you still share this view? Thank you.
Thank you for your question. Yes, I still share that view because I think that I have. It's been a year since that document, but I believe that I wrote that the basic problem is that the threat environment was specified solely to where the Canadian Armed Forces are stationed, right at home in Canada and abroad. And that is a failure in understanding the cybersecurity environment in general. There is no defense perimeter anymore, right? Not just Canadian Armed Forces and their members, but also their family members are a target for a moderate attacker. A black hat hacker, or especially some sort of let's say a Russian group as a sandworm. They will not attack specifically hard and secure targets, but they will go after so-called low-hanging fruits first. That means even attacking family members, for example, compromising their home networks and expanding from that point onwards. We had a similar case in Slovenia where our emergency response was taken down by the very same manner. And it was a failure in strategic thinking. I'm not familiar on if that agenda has changed in the past year, but if it hasn't, it should be updated and improved. I hope that answers your question.
It does, certainly, and leads me into my next question. You've also been quoted as saying that the genie is out of the bottle in terms of cyber warfare, and that the cyber World War III is already in full swing. My question is, many observers have pointed out that there's a significant cyber skills gap in our civilian sector. Could you expand and share with the committee what it means for the Canadian Armed Forces that is currently facing a recruitment and retention crisis in its very nascent cyber operations division? Thank you.
Well, as Ukrainian, thank you for your question. As Ukrainian experience has shown, let me put in an example, right? A war cannot be won without the support of native population. I think that is some term that quite sticks, and it is the same in cybersecurity sphere, right? Especially the Western countries, the Americas, kind of relies on its water, right, for defense and on overspending for defense also. But that is not the concept that you can rely on in terms of cyber warfare. So relying on crowdsourced intelligence to utilizing everyone that can help is the way to go, in my opinion. So organizing initiatives and taking into account that just by keeping it closed, a closed loop, it won't solve any problems. If I may, I would also just take a minute to explain the cyber damages I was talking before, because it's kind of relating to the subject. Just for example, the F-35 program, right, which cost $1.7 trillion to develop in terms of R&D, got hacked by Chinese and all the plans got stolen. So, and that is just one hack. Now, if we combine everything that together, we get a clearer picture on where the damages are coming from, and that relates both to the Army, to the Air Force, to basically every part of modern society.
Okay, unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there.